Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing 8 teacher gift ideas using my Cricut Maker 3. Each one of these projects is super easy, so if you're looking for some last minute teacher appreciation gifts, these are perfect. I do want to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. For the first DIY today, I'm going to be customizing this pencil-shaped candy jar, and I'm going to be starting out in my design space, and I simply chose a bunch of different school supplies. I went into images and then just typed out school supplies, and there was so many different things to choose from. Design space has pretty much endless possibilities when it comes to this, so I just chose the ones that I like the best. And then I cut them out using my Cricut Maker 3, and I used a permanent white vinyl for this. So then once all of my vinyl was cut out, I just weeded everything and then just transferred each and every one of my little cutouts onto the side of this plastic pencil jar. This pencil jar came from the Target dollar spot. I believe it was last year, and I've just had it in my craft stash, and I just thought it would be perfect for teacher appreciation. So here you can see I'm just transferring all the little cutouts all over the pencil just to really customize it and make it look extra special. So once I had all of the vinyl on, I then placed some shredded paper on the inside and then just placing some chocolates in the jar. You really could use this as any kind of container or jar, but I just thought it was really cute for some chocolates. And then I just dressed it up a bit with this pencil ribbon that I tied around the center of the pencil. This project was so easy, and I love being able to use a vinyl to really customize projects like this one. Next up is DIY number 2. For this one, I'm going to be creating this whiteboard eraser. The first thing I'm doing is going into my design space, and I knew I wanted an apple image, so I went to images and then just typed out the word apple. Again, so many to choose from, so I went through, picked out the one that I wanted, and then just resized that to the size that I need. Then I'm just going to be going and adding some text and typing out the name of the teacher that I'm creating this whiteboard eraser for. Then I'm just going to resize that and change the font. All of the vinyl that I'm using for this project is the Smart Cricut permanent vinyl, and I'm using this unfinished wood eraser from Amazon. It came in a 2-pack for $4.99. I'm just going to be transferring all of the vinyl on the top of the eraser, and I did end up going back through and adding some of the school utensils, kind of like I added in the first DIY. I just cut out some random rulers and scissors and pencils and just added them around the name. I just thought that added a nice touch, and it didn't look so plain. This was such an inexpensive project that I think any teacher would love. Moving right along into DIY number 3, for this one I'm creating a custom tote bag. So the first thing I did was went to Design Space and typed out the teacher's name that I'm going to be giving my bag to. Then I went to Images and I typed out teacher in flowers because I knew that I wanted to have an image with flowers and the word teacher. Once I found my image, I just resized it, and then for the name of the teacher, I just changed my font and also resized it. I then cut this out on my Cricut Maker 3 using iron-on Smart Cricut vinyl in the color black. Once it was all cut out, I then just weeded my vinyl, and then it was time to get my tote bag ready. This one is the one I'm using, and it is from Hobby Lobby, and I believe it was under $3. I'm then doing the name of the teacher at the top of the bag, and then the teacher with the flowers I'm doing on the bottom of the bag. It was at 340 degrees for 30 seconds. This bag was another inexpensive and easy project that I was able to whip up in no time. Next up is DIY number 4. For this one, I'm going to be creating a custom clipboard. So the first thing I did was went to Design Space, and this is the image that I'm gonna be creating. I did 2 things. The first thing I did was went to Images and I typed out teacher in arch, and this is gonna pull up any teacher arches, teacher rainbows, There's so many in Design Space. I chose the one that I liked the best, and then I just went to text and typed out the text for my teacher and the grade. I went through and I actually used multiple colors of vinyl for this one. I cut out each one for my arches and my hearts and the name, and I got those all weeded, and then it was time to transfer them onto an acrylic clipboard, and this one I got from Hobby Lobby, and it was $3.49, so really affordable. I then just started transferring all of the vinyl onto the clipboard. I started with the pencil arch and then just worked my way down. After I got all of my vinyl transferred, this project is complete. I'll tell you, if you are looking for a customized gift that is super easy and quick, this one is perfect. Next is a DIY number 5. For this one, I'm going to be showing you how I created this custom water bottle. So the first thing I did was opened up my Design Space, and this is the image that I'm going to be showing you how I created. It's super easy. All I did was went over to images, and then I'm typing out pencil and flower. So basically anything that I want to look up, I just type in the search bar, and it pulled up so many options for pencils with flowers. I just went through, picked out the one that I liked best and put it into my canvas. I then went over to text and typed out the teacher's name, and then just resized that and changed the font to the one that I liked. I'm then cutting out the vinyl with my Maker 3, and I am using a permanent Cricut white vinyl. I'm then weeding the vinyl, and then to get it transferred onto the bottle, I just ended up using some boxes of vinyl next to it so my bottle wouldn't like move around. I got it centered and then just pressed it onto the bottle. Super easy, very inexpensive. The bottle did come from Hobby Lobby, and I believe it was maybe $6 or $7, so a really affordable gift. Now we're moving into DIY number 6. For this one, I'm going to be showing you how I created this custom keychain. First thing I did, once again, went into Design Space, and I went to images and typed out Apple in name. So many images come up. Again, I'm just going through, choosing the one that I like, and then I'm just simply going to be making some adjustments to this one here. I'm resizing it, and then for what says teacher on the inside, I'm just going to delete that and then just go ahead and type out the teacher's name that I'm going to be giving this gift to. I then also just changed the font to the one that I like. I am going to be cutting it out on a permanent glitter vinyl from Cricut, and then I'm going to be using it on this little acrylic keychain. This came in a pack of, I believe, 4, and they were from Hobby Lobby, and I believe they were under $3. So you see, I'm just going to be transferring all of the vinyl onto the keychain. Super easy, really simple, and it is so cute, and it only cost me a couple dollars to create this. Now we're on DIY number 7. For this one, I'm going to be showing you how I created this teacher sign. Super easy. I went into Design Space, and this one was actually already fully created for me. I knew that I wanted to use this phrase, so I went to images and I just started to type out the influence of a teacher, because it is very popular for teacher signs. There are tons in Design Space. So once I picked the one that I wanted, I just simply resized it. And then for this one, I'm just going to be cutting it out on a permanent orange color Cricut vinyl. Once I have it all cut out, I'm then going to weed it. And then for the shadow box that I'm going to be using the sign on, it is this one here from Hobby Lobby. It is unfinished. So here I'm just taking it apart, and then I'm going to be using this like wide ruled paper. I just cut it down to size so how it would fit the back of my shadow box. And then once I have it all cut out, I'm then moving on and just staining my entire box with a folk art wood tint in the color walnut. I also did the front side with the glass on the shadow box as well with that same wood tint. And then it was time for me to put that paper that I cut down into the back. Here I'm just putting Mod Podge all over the back of that lined paper and then putting it on the back of my shadow box. I then transferred my vinyl to the front of the glass on the shadow box, and then I ended up using 2 packs of erasers that I picked up from Walmart before I placed the front of the shadow box back on and just put everything back together. This project was so easy and I loved how it turned out. Next up is DIY number 8. For this one, I'm going to be showing you how I created this custom notebook. First thing I did was went into Design Space, no surprise there. And for this one, I went to Images and typed out Apple because I do need an Apple image. I picked one out that I liked, and then I also am going to be typing out the name of the teacher that I'm going to be giving this notebook to. And then I also changed the font and then just resized everything. I ended up using permanent Cricut vinyl for all of the vinyl for the notebook. I did use a glitter vinyl, which if you know, it does have to have like a strong grip transfer tape when you're transferring it. And I found out a little secret, or I don't know if it's a secret, other people might know about it, but I tried to transfer an apple to a notebook like this and it actually ripped the front because it's kind of like a paper on the notebook. So what I ended up doing was just cutting out that same shape on my transfer tape with my Cricut, and then I just placed that transfer tape over top. So you can see here it's exactly the same size and shape as my apple. I got it all transferred onto the tape, and then I was able to put it on the front of my notebook without ripping that paper on the front. So a good little trick that I just figured out. I don't know if other people are doing this, but I am really happy that I was able to do it and not rip the front of my notebook. So once I got everything all transferred onto the front of the notebook, I did end up placing the words on top of the apple, as you can see here. But once I got everything transferred, that was it. The notebook was all finished. So really easy, only took me a couple of minutes to finish this one, and I love how it turned out. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that I was able to give you some good teacher gift ideas for teacher appreciation. I do want to thank Cricut so much for sponsoring today's video, and if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.